Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel Bachelor and Master English. Today we are talking about The Savage Male by Marvin Harris. This is an anthropological essay and it relates to anthropology. In today's discussion, we shall be talking about the summary. There will be 4 levels of interpretation and the discussion in Nepali as well. I am sure you will accompany me till the end of this video. Okay, here we go with the essay The Savage Male by Marvin Harris. Short summary. Yanomamo are American Indian tribesmen with a population of about 10,000 on the Brazil-Venezuela border. Napoleon Chagnon of Pennsylvania State University says they are known as fierce people. This population is aggressive, warlike and male-oriented. The adult male engage in quarrels, duels and military raids to receive wounds or scars all over the face and head. Yanomamo women are held in contempt. They have to face war-loving, drug-taking and angry husbands. The charge can be imaginary, like being unfaithful. On punishment, the women's warlove is pulled to a tear. Woman falls to attack of a burning firewood or sharp weapon. Beating wife in public makes her man great. This is the level of male chauvinism. If a woman runs from husband for life, nobody comes to protect her. Men love to take hallucinogenic powder. This helps them to resist pain in the fight and makes them dreamy. Yanomamo believe origin of man was blood of the moon. They believe that the left leg of one early man, Yanomamo, gave birth to women and a right leg to feminine men. From early childhood, girl is the subject of punishment. A woman expects husband beat her. The head of a woman without scars is a topic of concern to other women. Marriage in the Yanomamo means drag a woman in and divorce, drive her away. Besides, there are some other features. One is fighting in several ways. One fighting is chest pounding. This fight is sometimes hosted too. Other ways of fighting are side slapping, the club fight and the spear fight. Spear fight is fierce and fatal, that is life-taking. Duels are common between the same village and between one village with another. Waging war is common sport and pastime. Another life is ambushes, treachery and secret raids. War means kill as many men and capture as many women. Chagnon recalls one village that came under attack 25 times. One reached at Chagnon stayed safe. That's the short summary of this essay, The Savage Male. Now let's discuss this essay in Nepali. The translation in Nepali of this title is बर्बर पुरुष जाति अथवा हिंस्रक जाति. यो मार्विन ह्यारिसको यो मानव विज्ञानसँग सम्बन्धित अथवा मानव शास्त्रसँग सम्बन्धित निबन्ध हो, एउटा अनुसन्धानमा आधारित निबन्ध. यहाँ यानोमामो जुन ब्राजिल र भेनेजुएलाको सिमानामा बस्ने लगभग 10,000 को संख्यामा जनसङ्ख्या भएको एउटा अलि लडाकु जाति, जसले चाहिँ आफ्नो लडाईमा जिन्दगी लडाई बाहेक अरु सोचेकै छैन. उसको चाहिँ परिवारका सदस्यहरूलाई संरक्षण गर्ने भनेको पनि हतियारै बोकेर, आक्रमण गर्ने भनेको पनि हतियारै बोकेर, तल आउने भनेको नि कुटेर पिटेर अब एउटा मनोवैज्ञानिक रूपमा सम्झाउने बुझाउने भन्ने केही पनि छैन। लड्ने र भेट्ने शरीरमा खतहरू धेरै, टाउकोमा खत, शरीरका सब अङ्गहरूमा जसको खत छैन त्यो मान्छे कातर हो अथवा उसले चाहिँ कुनै लडाइँ नै लडेको छैन। यस्तो खालको चाहिँ एउटा मानवता गुमाएको एउटा बर्बर हिंस्रक जातको मान्छेहरूको चाहिँ अध्ययन को आधारमा एउटा यो जुन निबन्ध लेखिएको छ, यो निबन्धले हाम्रो समाजमा पनि यस्ता विकृत समुदायहरू हुन सक्छन्, हामी यस्ता विकृत अभ्यासहरू हुन सक्छ। ती विकृत अभ्यासहरूलाई चाहिँ सल्टाउँदै गएर राम्रा कुराहरूको अभ्यास गर्नुपर्छ। महिलाको, बालबालिकाको, अब सबैको सम्मान गर्नुपर्छ। युद्ध लडेर होइन, मान्छेले चाहिँ बुद्धि प्रयोग गरेर बाँच्ने हो, हतियारको भरमा मात्र होइन, ज्ञानको भरमा बाँच्ने हो भन्ने खालको चाहिँ चेतना मान्छेहरूमा भर्नुपर्छ। त्यो कुरा चाहिँ यहाँ अब लेखकले यो अनुसन्धानको यो जुन एउटा निबन्ध, त्यो आधारमा निबन्ध लेखे, त्यो आधारमा उनले बताउन जुन प्रत्येक ठाउँमा विश्वका विभिन्न देशहरूमा कस्ता खालका चाहिँ एउटा जातिहरू चाहिँ छन्, विभिन्न एउटा पृष्ठभूमि भएका जातिहरू छन्, तिनीहरूको आफ्नो पृष्ठभूमि छ। अब राम्रो कुराहरूलाई त उनीहरूले अभ्यास गर्नुपर्छ, भोलि तिनीहरूको चाहिँ एउटा त्यो गौरव, उनीहरूको चाहिँ एउटा संस्कार संस्कृति नै रहन्छ। तर खराब कुराहरूलाई चाहिँ हाम्रो संस्कृति हो, हाम्रो गौरव हो भनेर त्यसलाई प्रयास गर्न, त्यसलाई निरन्तरता दिनको लागि चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ रोक्नुपर्छ। अब हाम्रो नेपाल पनि विविध जाति भाषाभाषी भएको समुदाय छ। यहाँ पनि अब कति एउटा अध्ययन हुन बाँकी छ। कति समुदायहरूको, कस्ता समुदायहरूमा यस्तो महिलाहरूप्रति अब चाहिँ यस्तो खालको चाहिँ व्यवहार हुने, पुरुषहरू चाहिँ एकअर्कामा लडेर मात्रै चाहिँ आफ्नो एउटा बहादुरी मात्रै देखाउने, अनि त्यसपछि एकले अर्कालाई चाहिँ अब धावा बोल्ने, अनि समूहमा गएर लडामाती गर्ने, यस्ता विकृत कुराहरू चाहिँ समुदायको र समाजको चाहिँ दूरगामी महत्त्वमा असर पार्ने खालका कुराहरू रोक्नुपर्छ। त्यो रोक्नको लागि चाहिँ के हुनुपर्छ त भन्दाखेरि मान्छेमा ज्ञान हुनुपर्छ। त्यो ज्ञानको चाहिँ जहाँसम्म भण्डार हुँदैन तबसम्म मान्छेहरूले चाहिँ त्यो गर्न सक्दैन भन्ने खालको चाहिँ विचार दिनुपर्छ। यो हिंस्रक पुरुष जातिको निबन्ध यानोम्यामो अमेरिकन इन्डियन आदिवासीको 10,000 को समूह जो ब्राजिल भेनेजुएला बोर्डर छेउमा बसोबास गरेका छन्, डरलाग्दा मानिस जाति भनेर पेनिसिल्भानिया राज्यको विश्वविद्यालयको मुख्य अनुसन्धानकर्ता मानवशास्त्री नेपोलियन चागननले सम्बोधन गरेका छन्। तिनीहरू विश्वका युद्ध गर्ने र पुरुष प्रधान समाजहरूमध्येका एक हुन्। एक पुरुष यानोम्यामो परिपक्व हुँदासम्म असङ्ख्य झगडा, दुई बीचको लडाईँ, सैनिक हमलाहरूबाट भएका घाउहरू र खतहरूले उसको शरीर भरिएको हुन्छ। सम्भोग गर्नेहरू, बलात्कार गर्नेहरू र लोग्नेहरूसँगको डरलाग्दो मुठभेडको परिणामस्वरूप यानोम्यामो आइमाईहरूको शरीरहरू पनि खतहरू र नीलडामले भरिएका हुन्छन्। स्वास्नीलाई हेप्ने एक मनपर्दो माध्यम आइमाईले छिडिएको कानको लोतीमा झुन्ड्याइएको बेतको ठेडी अथवा लट्ठीहरूलाई चाहिँ झड्काएर तान्नु हो। रिस उठेको लोग्नेले यदि जोडले तान्छ कि कानको लोती अथवा मासु नै चुडिन्छ। स्वास्नीलाई गरो गदा जस्तो हतियारले जति बढी सार्वजनिक रूपमा लोग्ने मान्छेले पिट्न सक्छ, उसको छवि उति नै राम्रो हुन्छ। उसले आफ्नो श्रीमतीमाथि, आफ्नो स्वास्नीमाथि दाबी राखेको एउटा चाहिँ त्यो शक्तिशाली प्रभावशाली पुरुषको अथवा लोग्नेको रूपमा उसले आफूलाई पहिचान गराउँछ। स्वास्नीहरूलाई सामान्यतः सुविधायुक्त बोलीको बोको पनि बनाइन्छ। बहिनीहरू साटासाट गर्ने, मानिसहरूको बिचमा बिहेको सम्झौता हुने गर्छ। सालो नै आफ्नो सबभन्दा नजिकको र महत्त्वपूर्ण नातेदार हुन्छ। यानोम्यामो पुरुषको सर्वोच्चताको एक महत्त्वपूर्ण पक्ष मनोमानी अथवा आफू खुसी कार्य हो, जुन पुरुषहरूले लट्ठ्याउने नसालु खाएर प्रयोग गर्छन्। यस्ता औषधिहरू प्रयोग गरेर पुरुषहरूले अलौकिक दृश्यहरूको अनुभूति गर्छन् जुन आइमाईहरूले अनुभव गर्नै सक्दैनन्। यी दृश्यहरूले पुरुषहरूलाई धामी झाँक्री हुन, दानवहरू भेट गर्न र दुष्ट स्वभावका शक्तिहरूलाई नियन्त्रण गर्न बल पुर्याउँछन्। पुरुषको अन्धजाति वा लिङ्ग सर्वोच्चतालाई यानोम्यामोले प्राचीन विश्वाससँग जोड्ने गर्छन्। चन्द्रमाको रगतबाट पहिलेका डरलाग्दा मानिसहरूको उत्पत्ति भएको थियो। एकजना पहिलेका क्यानाबोरामाको बुट्टाहरूले गर्भ बोकेर यी खुट्टाहरूले एकजना पहिलेका क्यानाबोरामाका खुट्टाहरूले गर्भ बोके र यी खुट्टाहरूले आइमाई र नामर्द मानिसहरूलाई जन्म दिए। मासिक अथवा मासिक धर्म माने रगत मासिक रगत अथवा नछुने बखतको रगत तिनीहरूको लागि अत्यन्त अशुभ र खतरनाक मानिन्छ। पहिलोपल्ट वा पछि समेत नछुने भएकी केटीलाई कोठामा थुनेर राखिन्छ र खानेकुरा नदिइकन बस्न बाध्य तुल्याइन्छ। केटाकेटीको अवस्थादेखि नै एनोमेमा आइमाहरू यति पीडित हुन्छन्। उनीहरूको त पीडाको चाहिँ यहाँ वर्णन गरिसक्दै छैन। सिकागो विश्वविद्यालयकी महिला प्राध्यापक जुडिथ सेपिरोले भने अनुसार जहाँसम्म विवाहको सम्बन्ध छ लोग्ने मानिसहरू निश्चय नै साटासाट गर्ने हुन्छन् र आइमाईहरू साटिन्छन्। च्याग्नानले भन्छ कि एनोमेमा आइमाईहरू लोग्नेहरूबाट शासित हुने कुराको आश गर्छन्। लोग्नेहरू बारम्बार साधारण पिटाइ गरेको आधारमा नै स्वास्नीहरूको आफ्नो स्थान कस्तो रहेछ भन्ने तुलना गर्छन्। एनोमेमा पुरुषको सर्वोच्चताको लक्षणको अनौठो उग्रता धेरैजसो युद्धहरूमा देखिन्छ। छातीमा हिर्काउने युद्धका सहभागी पक्षहरू, आतिथ्य गर्ने र अतिथि हुने, दुवैले एकअर्कालाई सहनको सीमासम्म हिर्काएर चोट पुर्याउँछन्। प्रायः छाती सुनिने र रातो हुने गर्छन्। दुवै पक्षहरूमा दर्शकहरू हेर्ने गर्छन् र सम्बन्धित पक्षका समर्थकहरू चिच्याउँछन्। यो छातीमा हिर्काउने बाहेक मेलमिलापका लागि छेउमा हिर्काउने अर्को युद्ध गरिन्छ। यसमा एक व्यक्ति सिधा शान्त भई उभिरहन्छ र विरोधीले करङ छातीको हाडको तल खुल्ला हातले हिर्काउँछ। यस ठाउँमा हिर्काएको मुक्काले व्यक्तिको पेट र छाती छुट्याउने मासुको भागले काम गर्न छोड्छ र पीडित व्यक्ति सुहाँ गर्दै भुइँमा हक्लक्क ढल्छ र बेहोस हुन्छ। यसले दुवै पक्षहरूलाई प्राय रिस उठाउँछ। छाती हिर्काउने युद्धको उग्रताको क्रममा कहिलेकाहीँ विरोधीहरूले हातको मुठीमा ढुङ्गा राख्छन् र मुक्का हिर्काउँछन्, जसले द्वन्द्व गर्नेहरूले रगत छाड्ने अवस्थासम्म पुर्याउँछन्। मुङ्ग्रोले हिर्काउने अर्को द्वन्द्वमा प्रतिद्वन्द्वीले बिलबोर्ड खेल्ने लामो गाँठो भएको लौरी जस्तो 8 देखि 10 फिटको लामो लौरीले टाउकोमा हिर्काउँछन्। यस्ता एनोमेमाको खोराएको टाउकोको लामा नराम्रो घाउहरूको खतहरूले भरिएको हुन्छ। युवा र बालबालिका, बालक अथवा बुबा र छोरा नजिकको नातेदारहरूको समेत विवादहरू अन्त्य गर्नको लागि प्रायः हतियारयुक्त युद्ध गर्छन्। तिनीहरूले भालाले हिर्काउने लडाईँ पनि गर्छन्। तिनीहरूले 6 फुटको लामो हाँगोबाट भाला बनाउँछन्। एनोमेमाको जीवनशैली अन्तिम अभिव्यक्ति नै युद्ध हो। युद्ध त्योभन्दा अरू केही छैन। छिमेकी गाउँहरूसँग सहयोगका लागि पस्ने पनि गर्छन् उनीहरू। तर कहिले अन्त्य नहुने अविश्वास, द्वेषपूर्ण होहल्ला र सिपालु षड्यन्त्रका कार्यहरूले पारस्परिक समूहगत सम्बन्धहरूमा अवरोध भइरहन्छ। षड्यन्त्रबाट तिनीहरू सदैव चिन्तित रहन्छन्। लुकेर गरिने हमलाहरू, षड्यन्त्रपूर्ण भोजहरू र लुकेर बिहानपख गरिने आक्रमणहरू एनोमेमाका युद्धका विशेषताहरू नै हुन्। आक्रमण नरोकी भइरहेको जस्तो लाग्छ। एउटा यो निबन्ध के भन्छ त भन्दाखेरि 15 महिनामा एउटा गाउँमा 25 पल्ट हमला भयो अरे है। अनि द्वन्द्वका चरणमा अब त्यो जित भएपछि एउटाले अर्काले जितेपछि सक्तो शत्रु मार्नु र तिनीहरूका स्वास्नी ल्याउनु उनीहरूको उपाय हुन्छ। रातभरि शत्रुका लागि जङ्गलतिर ढुक्नु, सके उनीहरूकै हेमकमा पसेर मारिदिनु, पानी भर्न जाने लोग्ने चाहिँलाई मार्नु, हुलै देखिए पनि मनपरी काँड हानेर भाग्नु, यसमा हमला अत्यन्त चल्छ। अनि अहिले मैले भनिसकेँ 15 महिनामा एउटा गाउँमा 25 पल्ट हमला भयो। तर भाग्य बस ती अनुसन्धानकर्ता च्याग्नन त्यसबाट बचे। उनी अनुसन्धान गर्ने गएको क्रममा पनि यस्ता चाहिँ एउटा डरलाग्दा कुराहरू चाहिँ उनले फेला पारे। अब यहाँ चाहिँ के छ भने बर्बर पुरुष जातिको हामीले चाहिँ अब यो सारांश नेपालीमा चर्चा गर्ने क्रममा पुरुषको अभिमान र युद्ध कौशलका बीच सम्बन्धको कुरा भयो। एनोमेमा पुरुष र नारीको विशेषताको कुरा भयो। आइमाईबाट कष्ट दिने हैन, आइमाईलाई कष्ट दिने राम्रो तरिकाको कुरा आयो। अनि नारी उप बिना कारण अत्याचार गर्ने कुरा आयो। वैवाहिक प्रचलन र नारीको समाजको बिजोग त्यो पनि सुन्न पाइयो। अनि पुरुष आधिपत्यको एउटा पक्ष त्यसको पनि चर्चा भयो। पुरुष आधिपत्यको पुष्टि कहाँ मिल्छ त भन्दाखेरि एउटा महिलाहरूमाथि आक्रमण गर्ने, अनि गर्व अब जुन क्याना बोरामाका खुट्टाले गर्व बोके भनेर चाहिँ महिलाको चाहिँ एउटा अपमान गरेको कुरा आउँछ यहाँ। हैन। रजस्वला सम्बन्धी एउटा धारणा अब हाम्रो नेपालकै कति समुदायमा एउटा छाउमा बस्ने छाउगोठमा बस्ने कुराहरू पनि छन्। यो त्यो बेलाको जुन महिलाहरू नछुने देउता रिसाउँछन् भन्ने खालको जुन हाम्रो अब मध्यपश्चिम अथवा अहिले कर्णाली प्रदेश र सुदूरपश्चिम प्रदेशमा यो बढी चालु पनि छ। त्यहाँ अझै पनि त्यहाँ छाउगोठ भत्काए पनि फेरि छाउगोठ राखेर महिलाहरू त्यही छाउगोठमै लुक्ने, अनि त्यसपछि उनीहरूले नै विश्वास नगर्ने, त्यो चाहिँ एउटा कुरीति हटाउनको लागि महिलाहरू पनि चाहिँ अग्रसर नहुने, पुराना कुराहरूमा चाहिँ उनीहरू पनि लिप्त रहने खालको कुराहरू पनि आउँछ। यहाँ पनि यहाँका महिलाहरू जुन यानोमामोका महिलाहरू पनि पुरुषले जतिसँग दमन गर्यो, जति उसलाई बलात्कार गर्यो, जति चाहिँ उसको चाहिँ मानहानि गर्यो, तेजोवध गर्यो, उति उसको चाहिँ सामूहिक रूपमा जति उसको लान्छना लाएर उसलाई जति भएको कुट्यो र उसको चाहिँ आफ्नो पुरुषको चाहिँ एउटा शक्ति देखायो। महिलाहरू त्यो चाहिँ आफ्नो श्रीमान चाहिँ ठुलो मान्छे हो, किनभने उसले त्यत्रो चाहिँ मान्छेहरूको बिचमा एउटा काम गर्ने हिम्मत राख्यो भनेर उनीहरूले भन्छन् है। अब रजस्वलाको कुरा आइहाल्छ। नारी उप बाल्यकालदेखिका अत्याचार, भाइले कुट्ने, बाउले कुट्ने, दाइले कुट्ने, अनि त्यसपछि चाहिँ साड दिने हैन, यी सबै बाल्यकालदेखिका अत्याचारका कुरा आउँछन्। अनि अर्को अध्ययनसँग जुदाएर हेर्दाखेरि अब चाहिँ यहाँ एउटा जुन उनको महिलाले कस्तो खालको चाहिँ एउटा पीडा भोगेका छन्, पुरुषहरूले कस्तो खालको कुरा गरेका छन्। अब पुरुषको दृष्टिकोणबाट र महिलाको दृष्टिकोणबाट, महिलाको दृष्टिकोणबाट महिलाले पाएको दुःख कुरा र पुरुषको दृष्टिकोणबाट महिलाले पाएको दुःख फरक हुन्छ, त्यो एउटा हेर्ने दृष्टिकोण। त्यसो भएर त्यो कुरा पनि हेर्ने कुरा यहाँ हामीले छलफल गऱ्यौँ। आइमाईको धारणा पुरुषप्रतिको कस्तो छ त अहिले नै भनिसकेँ। जसले लोग्नेले ध्यान उसको श्रीमतीप्रति ध्यान दिन्छ, पिट्छ, कुट्छ, अब सार्वजनिक रूपमा नै उसको चाहिँ अब तेजोवध गरिदिन्छ। अनि जसको श्रीमानले कुट्दैन नि, उसले जसको श्रीमानले यसलाई चाहिँ एउटा कुट्दैन, उसको चाहिँ त्यो प्रति दुर्व्यवहार गर्दैन, त्यसको श्रीमान चाहिँ अब त्यो महिलाले आफूलाई चाहिँ आफ्नो श्रीमान कमजोर भएको महसुस गर्छ। अब त्यो पुरुषप्रतिको धारणा भनेको त्यही हो। अनि जसको खप्परमा चोट छैन त्यो आइमाईप्रति शङ्का गरिन्छ, त्यो लोग्नेले ध्यान नदिएको भन्ने अर्थ पाइन्छ। जो कुटिन चाहिँदैन तर कुटिन्छ भन्ने धारणा राख्छन्। अनि द्वन्द्व युद्धको एक नमुना छातीमा प्रहार गर्ने कुरो हुन्छ, त्यो पनि हेऱ्यो। त्यसपछि अब अर्को प्रकारको द्वन्द्व थप्पड मार्ने, अनि अरू प्रकारका लडाइँहरू हुन्छन्। मुठीमा ढुङ्गा चेपेर चाहिँ छातीमा हान्ने, विरोधीलाई रगत छदाउने, अनि सबभन्दा डरलाग्दो चाहिँ त मुङ्ग्रा हानाहान, मुङ्ग्रोबाट डरलाग्दो हिंसा खेल हुन्छ। एकजना त्यहाँ लट्ठीमा टेकेर निहुरन्छ र टाउको थाप्छ। बिलियार्ड खेल्ने जस्तो एउटा गाँठे लामो मुङ्ग्रो बेसरी मच्चाएर अनि अर्काले खप्पर धुलाउने गरी हिर्काउँछ। त्यसबाट ऊ बच्यो भने उसलाई त्यसरी नै दनक दिन पाउँछ, मर्यो भने गयो। अनि उनीहरूको खप्परको कुरा हुन्छ। खप्परमा जति लामा डरलाग्दा चोट र खत देखि त्यति नै गौरव गर्छन्। अनि अर्को छ आफै बीच पनि लडाइँ चल्छ। पल्लो गाउँसँग मात्र होइन, आफै बीच पनि लडाइँ गर्छन्। बाबुले पकाउन अब झुन्ड्याएको केरा छोराले चुडेर खाएछ, अनि त्यसमा चाहिँ बाबुले धुरीको बाटो तानेर छोराको खप्परमा अपरेसन गर्यो। बारको घोचो टिपेर छोराले बाबुलाई पितृ देखाइदियो। त्यहाँ एकछिनमा मान्छे चिच्याउँदै भेला भए, बाबुको पक्षमा छोराको पक्षमा लडाइँ, काटाकार, मारामार, रगतको खोलो बग्छ। यस्तो परिवारमा पनि यस्तो हुन्छ। अनि भाला युद्ध नरहत्याको एउटा चरणमा लडाइँ, 6 फिट लामा लाठीका तिखा भाला बनाएर सजाउँछन् र लडाइँ गर्छन् उनीहरू। अनि त्यो लडाइँबाट जति सक्दो धेरै अर्कालाई हानि गर्ने। यानोमामोको जीवन शैलीको अन्तिम अभिव्यक्त भनेको के हो? युद्ध है, युद्ध। अब यहाँ के भन्छ त भन्दाखेरि कुनै सन्धिको सम्झौताको मेलमिलापको चाहना छैन। अविश्वास, धोका, षड्यन्त्र चल्छ। जति नै राम्रो मित्रताको गठबन्धनमा पनि कुनै संहारकारी युद्ध छेडिन्छ भन्नै सकिन्न। लेखक भन्छन्, एकपल्ट केही गाउँले 2 दिनको बाटो हिँडेर शान्ति स्थापना गर्न गए। बसे, खाए, नाचे, रमाए। राति सुतेका ठाउँमा बनचरा र मुङ्ग्राले कस्ता 12 जना मरे। बाँकी रहेका भाग्दा बाटामा छेकेर अरू पनि मारिए। खाली धोका र षड्यन्त्र मात्र हुन्छ। उनीहरूको बीच मानवीय र भावनात्मक होइन, सैनिक हारजितमा आधारित सम्बन्ध हुन्छ। कुनै गाउँले थुप्रै लोग्नेहरू गुमायो र कमजोर भयो भने अरू अर्को समूहमा मिसिएर बस्नुपर्छ, शत्रु फेरि आउन सक्छ। अस्थायी खाना र सुरक्षाका लागि संरक्षक ग्रुपलाई आइमेहरूलाई उपभोग गर्न दिनुपर्छ। उनीहरूबाट आएकोलाई चाहिँ आइमेहरू उपभोग गर्न दिएपछि अनि युद्ध कलाका विशेषताहरू चाहिँ त अब झाडीमा लगेर हमला गर्ने, षड्यन्त्रकारी रमाइलो गर्ने, अनि मिरमेरमा लगेर हमला गर्ने, अनि अब यस्ता धेरै चरणहरू छन्। अब खास चाहिँ अचम्मका कुराहरू चाहिँ यो बर्बर पुरुष जाति अथवा हिंस्र पुरुष जातिमा यो मार्विन ह्यारिसले यसरी उल्लेख गरेका छन्। ओके, नाउ लेट्स गो विथ point wise breakdown. Point wise breakdown of this text. Number 1, relationship between male chauvinism and warfare. The writer observed the life of the Yanomamo tribes of American Indians to study the relationship between male chauvinism and warfare. These people, about 10,000 in number, dwell in the borders of Brazil and Venezuela. The writer Marvin Harris based the present study mainly on the study made by Napoleon Chagnon of Pennsylvania State University of America. The conclusion reveals that these primitive military sexes are the most aggressive, warlike and male-oriented societies in the world. The characteristic of Yanomamo men and women. A mature Yanomamo male's head is full of wounds and scars, which remind him of his involvement in different duels and fights. They hate women very much and go on fighting in real or imaginary cases of adultery, treachery and so on. Even the women are full of scars, bruises and wounds that they receive while fighting against the seducers, rapists and husbands. They can never escape from the brutal attacks of the males. The males are angry, warlike and drug addicts. All men handle and suffer women. If they are kind enough, they will simply bruise and mutilate. Number 3, a favorite means of bullying wife. The husbands hang on the stick of cape that women wear through their pierced earlobes. If he happens to be an angry one, you will tear the lobes open. The writer saw that an angry husband, suspecting his wife's adultery, clopped both of her ears clean. A neighboring male clopped his wife's arm with his machete. They want their wives to be obedient to them and their guests immediately. They have to entertain their guests. Those who resist are struck with glowing brands of firewood or machete. If he is very angry, he will shoot his wife at her calf or buttock through barbed spears. Once a spear missed, struck a wife's stomach and she nearly died. The wife was slowly doing her duty, or slow to shove him, and another male burled or hurled an axe at her. She ducked and ran, and again attacked her with his machete and cut her arm open before the village headman came to intervene. Number 4, unprovoked violence against women. The males want to show how brave they are by attacking or harassing their wives. They even beat their wives publicly with clubs. Sometimes they make them scapegoats. Once a man struck and killed his wife to vent his anger against his wife. Number 5, marriage in women's condition. There is no hope that a runaway wife will be protected from her male kinsmen. They prefer marriage of exchanges. Sisters are exchanged for wives. Their closest friends are brother-in-laws. They eat and sleep together, indulge in drugs together in the hammock. Once a runaway wife's brother struck his sister, who disturbed their friendship. Wonderful. Number 6, an important aspect of male supremacy. The reason behind male supremacy is their monopoly over the use of hallucinogenic drug. They extract it from a vine called Ivene. Then they have supernatural dreams and visions. The women cannot do this. With this drug, they become shamans and demons and converse with the spirits. They are immune to extreme pain because of analgesic power of the drug upon them. They present formidable faces after tripping it. They produce green snot, growl horribly, walk on all fours, and converse with the invisible forces. And number 7, what justifies this male chauvinism? Like in Judeo-Christian tradition, the Yanomamos also believe that males should be the most powerful, while it is justified by their own myth and origin. In the beginning, there were only fierce, powerful men made by the moon's blood. There were no women. Among them was a man named Canabora Man, whose legs became pregnant, and from his left leg came women, and feminine women from a right one. They are coward, don't love fighting. Number 8, their concept regarding menstruation. Like in other male dominated societies, Yanomamo also believe that the menstrual blood is evil and dangerous. The virgin on her first menses should be kept in cage of bamboo without food and drink. Then every month she should sit silently alone under the shadow of the home. Number 9, women victimized from their childhood. The little brother can beat her. She should not return. She will be punished if one fights back. Number 10, while comparing another observation of this society, the writers suspected that the observer must have put his male prejudice in his study. So, he compared another study of some tribe done by a woman, Professor Judith Shapiro of Chicago University, but her study also proved the passive role of women there. Women were exchange and mean exchanger in marriages. Marriages are dragging away from and divorce throwing away of something. The girls have to sleep sometimes from age of 8 with their husband, serve them and help them wholeheartedly. Whenever they don't like, fights will ensue. Number 11, women's attitude towards the males. Every woman expects to be manhandled by her husband. She feels that the beating and scars, wounds and injuries are her signs of his love. If a woman lacks these souvenirs, she is not loved by her husband. Of course, they don't want to be beaten. Number 12, chest pounding, a form of duel. Their chauvinism syndrome is well revealed during their duel fights. There are different types of it. One is the chest pounding duel. It involves two people, one from the guest and the other from the host side. They smear their bodies with pigments, red, black, and become spotted. Their penises are open and exposed, is tied to their stomach with a string. They become ready with bows and arrows, axes, clubs, and machetes. They wave them menacingly. They gather in clearing of the village. The host and guest, women and children, bystanders, quarrel, picks, and leads to duel or war. The host number stands in the center, exposing his chest. A guest challenges him, then making the guest stand in front of him, he gives a deadly blow on his chest. The recipient eye staggers and gathers courage again, ready to receive blows, as many as he can. But in the present case, he could receive only 3. Then his turn will come to challenge the adversary, pay him in the same price, give as many blows as he received. Number 13. Another type of duel, side slapping. One stands in front of the adversary, he strikes him hard on his limbs below the ribs with paralyzing effects. In the present case, he nearly died and quarrel became intense. Then they stab the enemies with poison bamboos, threaten or brand enemies with firebrands. Those who cannot cannot face have to run away. These were events recorded by the eyewitness. Number 14. Other types of duels. They clutch stones on their fists and strike with it on their adversary's chest so that they spit out blood. Also, they beat with the flat of the machete blade. Number 15. The most dreadful game, clubbing. Club fight is the deadliest of all. This violent duel involves hitting the adversary with a club, a long stick like one used in the game of golf. The heavy end of the club is whipped on the proffered feet of the recipient with bone-crushing force. The recipient in turn can hit him in the same way. 16. Their head. It is clean shaved and smeared with pigment so that the scars and wounds are left distinctly visible. The numbers of the scars proves their valor and manliness. A man of 40 should have at least 20 scars distinct on his head. The head clean shaved looks like a road map, all crisscrossed with scars and wounds. These are their souvenirs or duels and marks of bravery. Number 17. Duel fights among themselves. Not only among distant villagers, they involve in duels even among themselves too. Once a father attacked his son with a rafter as the latter stole the banana his father had hung to ripe. The son also attacked his father with a pole. There was no compromise. The villagers gathered, took sides, and fighting, eating, and even killing took place. Number 18. Spear fight, a kind of homicide. They attack the adversary with a 6 feet long decorated wooden spear, and it's very dangerous. Number 19. War, the last expression of life of the Yanomamo. No truce, no agreement, no peace among them. There is only treachery, deception, and distrust, treacherous feasting among them. Nobody can predict when the deadly war will break. There is no conciliation. Once some villagers walked 2 days distance for compromise. The hosts entertained them, offered feast, had dancing together. While sleeping, they were brutally attacked with their axes and 12 men killed. More of them were killed on the way by hiding enemies while trying to flee away. There is no sentimental love and relationship based on humanity. All relationship is based on military strategy. A village may be attacked, repeated until it is very weak. When many males are killed and it is weakened, the defeated group goes to live with allies who give them shelter and food, maybe in exchange for women. Number 20. Breakdown. This is the last number. The feature of Yanomamo warfare. The three deadliest features of Yanomamo warfare are ambushes, treacherous feast, and stealthy raids at dawn. Once they win, they kill as many enemies they can mercilessly, and they bring their wives for themselves without harming them. They keep waiting whole night in the dark forests, enter into their hammock and kill if they can. Kill one of the spouse, husband, then found alone, and shoot arrows blindly at a group of enemies if they see, are their common rules of warfare. Thus, the raid goes on incessantly. A village was attacked or raided 25 times during the period of 15 months stay of the writer. How he managed to survive is surprising. It's wonderful. Okay, that's all with point wise breakdown of this essay. Now let's go with the comments. An anthropologist gives a true picture of the Yanomamo people of Brazil Venezuela border. It is really interesting for the readers of non-fiction. It shows that people have to struggle for existence. Those who are fit can survive, and those who are weak and meek cannot survive, cannot live freely. That is Charles Darwin's theory of survival for the fittest applies here. This essay also throws some light on the male chauvinism in the society. The powerful always rules over the weak. It also justifies that the fact that human beings are basically savage. It also proves that the meaning of life to a man is to satisfy his ego. The life of the people in such society is horrible. Yanomamo people support the weak group, but they expect something in return from them. Myth or faith holds big to the Yanomamo. Light of education is absent in them. The deeper of faith, the louder is uneducated dealing. The Yanomamo people are peculiar race in modern society. As a reader, it seems natural for us to look at the Yanomamo people from our own point of view. Many of the things seem unbelievable for us. It is a vivid picture of the Yanomamo people. The writer tries to be unbiased while using a male and female researchers to show the savagery of Yanomamo males and unnecessary pressures, tortures, agonies, etc. to their females. Also, it is noticeable that the author of the text has relied all his drawing based upon a male anthropologist and gives very little space for a woman anthropologist. Marvin's essay actually draws the Marvin margin that a study cannot illustrate a true picture of the subject when one practices partiality. I personally feel that the reality of the Yanomamo people might not the one that is depicted in the text. I have found many things unbelievable. However, I still want to ask these questions. Do husbands kill or own their wives for faults, minor offences? If men expect women to serve them, how can they mutilate them? Why do they try to endure pain for nothing at all? Or do they do so to prove their manhood? Why are these people ready to kill and get killed time and again? Why do they expect unnatural death? Don't they regard life so valuable at all? That's all the interpretation. Now let's go with the reader's assimilation. After reading this essay, I have come to know many things about male-oriented society, where women and girls are always abused without any cause. Harris' essay has helped me to broaden my own vision. Besides, I gain insights for our own culture. We can judge critically what is right and what is wrong in our own society. Like in Yanomamo society, wives are beaten in our society without any serious offense. Since our society is also male dominated, boys are preferred to girls. Women at every menstrual period are kept separately and they are regarded impure, but they never treat the women as use and throw material. Boxing and wrestling among the adults in the different fairs remind us of the Yanomamo duels of different sorts. Group quarrels or fights in our society are similar to their fights. I cannot think of the family where love and affection does not come to the share of husband and or wife. In many cases, we find that our society is not different from theirs. In their society, we find the cases to extreme points, whereas we have a milder form. If Yanomamo were the self killers, the community would have vanished years ago. I cannot think them as endangered species of human. Okay, that's all with the discussion of The Savage Male by Marvin Harris. I am sure you got the points with this 40 minutes, more than 42 minutes discussion. And I request you again to subscribe my channel and share this video for further videos for you to be produced as soon as possible. Thank you very much for your time and patience. See you again.